And we're talking about clay, silica, sand, and gravel. And the company that does this in our area is Dakota Aggregates. And the website I found information from was the health, Minnesota State Health website. It talks about mining and other things that can affect the health of our state. And it kind of told what silica sand is used for. I thought that was interesting because I didn't know what it was used for. So it's used for industrial and commercial processes like glass making, road building, and for oil and gas production. And there was bias in this website because it was mostly talking about what it could do to your health and not really anything else. It didn't really talk about benefits. It more talked about cons and the bad things it can do for the health of our environment and the people.
My resource was the fracking and mining blog. The website was both because it had both pros and cons, but I found out that with this mining there's less greenhouse gases emitted than coal or oil.
My name is Melanie, and I use Star Tribune as my resource for this, and it said that the Rosemont Council approved a permit in the last fall, allowing the mine at Umore, Minnesota in Rosemont to run 24/7, and for each ton of gravel mined by Dakota Aggregates in Rosemont, 2 cents go into a scholarship fund for the U of M's College of Science and Engineering.
I'm Ethan, and the website I used was Al Hoist, and one of their companies that sponsors them is Spinks, and they talk about the process that they go through to mine clay and how they would, after they pick somewhere where they want to mine, they mark the property in 150 feet squares, and if clay is found, they'll take a sample every 2 to 3 feet, and they can tell if the sample is irregular from the other ones because it'll be a smaller sample.
My name is Mark, and I used a report from the Environmental Quality Board. I found out that silica sand could cause lung disease.
I'm Leo. I found my resources on Dakota Aggregates, and the stuff I found was they mine about 60 feet above the water table, and then they mine up to 160 acres, and they're providing sand and gravel, and they provide it in 10 to 12 different forms.
My name's Josh. My resource is the Georgia Mining Association, and clay, and what I found is clay is used to make bricks, porcelain, tiles, and medicines.
My name is Abirman, and I did clay. The name of the website was encyclopedia.com, and I learned that clay has been used in architecture, industry, and agriculture for a long time, and it's either used as brick, adobe, or it's fired.
So what did you guys feel were some of the main pros and cons of this type of mining?
The website that I used didn't really say any cons. It just listed a lot of things that clay was used for and how it was used.
Some cons that I found was there's air pollution, water is contaminated.
Yeah, I found that too, that it can affect the drinking water if the mines are really close to it, and also the groundwater near the frack may become more acidic, and it can affect the air we breathe, especially for the people who are mining, because of high levels, this is for silica, because of high levels of respirable crystalline silica. So it was mostly with like air and water that I saw for the cons.
It also has the potential of causing an earthquake.
Did you have like more information on that, or?
No, that's just kind of what it listed.
That's interesting.
At the company that sponsored El Hoist, they said they're really dedicated to trying to preserve the environment and and where they live when mining for clay. That way, it will just try to keep the ecosystem the same as much as possible.
Going off what Ethan said, what I found from the Wyoming Mining Association is that they try to take really good care of the surrounding areas of where they mine, and what they do, and try to use good techniques to keep the same after they mine.
Well, and with like sand and or clay and gravel, it seems like it's like less dangerous to people's health because those aren't really like super like dangerous items, I guess.
Do you guys think this kind of mining should take place in Minnesota?
It should. It's like some of the stuff that's used for it's pretty important for building and other resources.
I think oh, you can.
I think it should, because as long as they like keep the environment the same, try not to pollute, then it should be mined here.
Yeah, I think that it doesn't seem like a huge problem, and I read about some different like contracts and stuff they had to sign that talked about like how close they could be to like drinking water and like wells and like people and stuff that could affect the air and water. And it is like used for a lot of important things, like clay and gravel is used for making cement and bricks and tiles, and those aren't really things that we can like live without. So it's kind of necessary to have the clay and gravel to carry those things out.
How badly do you guys think that it would pollute the environment?
I don't think it polluted that much if you're just like mining clay, as long as you're nowhere near like important areas like where fish live and lakes and rivers and stuff.
Or like by other like people or like developments that like get like dust and have like problems for their health.
Yeah, from what I read, it didn't seem like the pollution that came from it was like super big, because it actually took like some work to even like find any cons about these things. So I don't think it would make a huge difference if we didn't.
1 minute? How bad that you think it would impact like the environment if it involves like with trees and stuff in there?
As long as they don't like cut down so many, I think it would be fine.
Again, it's like, it's kind of like same with like what the other question said, but just as long as it doesn't affect nature areas, then it's fine.
Yeah, so it seems that like with clay, silica, sand, and gravel, that like the advantages are more than like the disadvantages. And there's a lot of things we can do with that. And if like mined properly, not much will happen to the environment or the people around.
That was a good summary to end on. Any last comments? All right. Here's what I need to have happen.